every guy in town is stuffing her puss hole. Y'all can have her, I hope you like blue balls. I'm better off alone, beating on.
Check, check, mic check. What up, everybody? Waiting on Father Saunders to come in here. Got in here. We got Cubing Speed. What's up, brother? We got Mr. Hemi. What's up, man? Oh, these comments are moving on me. Let's see. We got MGTOW Outlaw. That beat was fresh. Thank you, bro. Yeah, you can get royalty-free beats on YouTube and just download the MP3 and you won't get a copyright strike for it. I put too much copyright stuff in some of my content, so I figured I'd probably stop using that. So I'm going to use copyright-free stuff. Jim McIntosh is in here. Real talk. Yo, loud and clear. Cool. Thank you, brother. We got Indy MGTOW, Chris Mitchell. I think I put the link in the chat. I'll put it back in here. Anybody that wants to come in and bullshit, you can. Let me see. Let me copy this to the clipboard. Really, I just want to talk to Father Saunders. But anybody that wants to come in here can come in here. Put this in the chat. Yeah, Outlaw, you got some good content, bro. Me and you are we're like the two newest content creators. Appreciate Ghost. That 24-hour window thing is weird when you sign up. Yeah, I didn't even know that you can only stream a certain amount of hours until I heard Father Saunders say that. If we all had our StreamYard active, we could bounce around without paying. I know, right? That's how we'll cheat the system. Whenever you guys run out of hours, you can just hop on here. One Fast Dax in the house. What up, brother? Yeah, I guess while we're waiting on Father Saunders, I'll tell you a story about how I almost broke monk mode this week. So I've pretty much been... Father Saunders said he's not seeing my live stream. Let me see. Let me message him real quick. Okay, now I see Father Saunders. All right, there he is. Hey, what up, brother? Message him real quick.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Okay, hey, am I echoing?
Hold on, let me mute the my live stream. So anyone who's on my stream, please migrate over to Ghost MGTOW.
Hey, what up, brother?
Let me how do I mute my
what's
shit?
Up, guys?
How the hell do I mute my shit? There it is. Okay.
Hey, am I echoing?
Hold on, let me mute the my live stream. So anyone who's on. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, bro.
Awesome. Hey, man, thanks for doing this, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, dude. I've been
That's
wanting
fucking awesome of you to do that, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I've been wanting to talk to you for a while, man. Like on an actual StreamYard thing.
Absolutely, man. Anything you want to talk about, I'm down.
Well, dude, there's so many freaking things I could talk to you about. I mean, the main thing is, dude, is like we're red pill men, but we're like the type of red pill men that took the red pill the hard way after having kids already and like going through family court and stuff. So like when I hopped on your channel a couple weeks ago, that's what I was talking about when I said you helped me out, because it's like everyone that I know that's red pilled or or not red pill, that's been divorced and stuff like that, they're still blue pill simps, so they don't even know what the fuck they just went through. And they're already looking for another wife and shit. So when I'm going through the family court stuff, I'm telling people like my red pill awareness that I learned, and nobody wants to listen. It was driving me fucking insane. And then I find MGTOW guys like you that have been through divorces and stuff. And you guys actually get from my perspective, because you're not a cuck. You know what I mean? You know that you just got fucked over. And I was like, dude, thank God there's fucking other guys out here that understand this shit.
Man, I'll tell you what, like most guys on here, maybe yourself included, at one time I was a blue pill fucking cuck. I was.
Well, yeah, I mean, we all are.
I
You know what I mean?
believe that I believed in that fantasy, because why would you not want to believe in it? That's a beautiful thing. If it was real, that's a beautiful thing. I would fight and die for that if it was real. If I knew that I could have that woman that would always support me, always be there for me, always lift me up when I was down, would have my back, would love me, would appreciate me, would respect me, all that stuff that I was taught that if you did these things you could have, came crashing down. And the reason why I was so blue pilled at one time too is because I got to grow up in a household where my mother and father were married for 42 years. My dad was 28, my mom was 16, and they loved each other until the day my dad passed away. So I got to live that. So of course I'm going to believe that I could get that. Why wouldn't I? I lived it. Not only did I live it, but I got conditioned based on, whether it's music or movies or whatever the fuck, really, really conditioned on a lot of things. And I believed even more so in that conditioning because I got to live a good childhood where we didn't have a lot at all. Because mom and dad both worked in the factory. I was what's called a latchkey kid. So by the time I woke up, mom and dad were already gone working in a factory, and they were not home by the time I got home. So I wore my key around my neck. So if anyone ever says latchkey, that's what that means. But I didn't. It didn't bother me. It's like I wasn't mad that mom and dad weren't there, or mad that mom and dad couldn't give me a ride to school. This is the norm that I knew. I didn't know any better. And I dated, even after my divorce, I dated a lot, usually short term, because I was always honest with them from the beginning. Excuse me. Where I was so not sex starved. I was never in a sexless marriage, guys. Let me be frank on that. My ex-wife and I had a very, very, very healthy sexual. We were very healthy sexual wise, for lack of a better way to put it. I did not have to go through what a lot of men have to go through, where it's called a sexless marriage. My ex-wife and I, we didn't have that problem. So I can't say that it was sexless. But it got to the point where, like I was talking about on my stream, or on Dax stream, excuse me, where you felt like a prisoner in your own home and everything was walking on eggshells. You're waiting for the next fucking argument,
Yeah,
next fight. Your anxiety and your stress is through the fucking roof, and it's like you can't relax, you can't sleep. Your heart's always pounding. You're waiting for the next confrontation. It was god awful. And that's not me saying that, we're not, whenever we talk about this, we're not saying that we didn't have faults in some things, or maybe we shouldn't have said or did some things. We get that. But when it comes down to it, in my opinion, men are the real romantics. We are the real emotional feelers. We are the ones who love the hardest, in my opinion, even if we don't show it. Because a man can look at you, like if you came up to me, Ghost, and said, "Hey, how you doing?" "Hey, I'm good, man. How are you doing?" "I'm not good." But I'm not going to fucking burden you with the reason why I'm not good, because no one fucking cares. Not saying in this sense in the community we're in right now, because men do care, because we've been there. But in the grand scheme of things, because we don't want to fucking sit there and spend the energy to explain why we're not okay, we just don't do it, and we go about our day, right? So February of 2017 is when I got separated. So it's been 5 years already, man. And I can't believe that. That's just insane to me.
yeah, it's been about that long for me too, since I split up with my ex. So
And we had 6 children. 3 of them were not mine. 2 of those 3 I adopted, and then we had 3 of my own. The reason why the third one was not adopted is because the father would not give parental rights over in that regard on the third one. But they all have my last name, if that makes any sense at all, because it doesn't to me. But whatever. And I just got back from my boys' house. My oldest boy, who's 24, that I helped raise since he was 10, is in the military now. And my 21-year-old, he lives in the house that I built. I put a 38 by 40 foot fucking basement that I laid brick for brick on my month leave from Iraq. The father-in-law helped because my ex's father, very knowledgeable in construction. I'll give him that. He knows how to build a whole fucking house. He's very what's the word I'm looking for? Very savvy when it comes to construction. He's done it his whole life, but we never got along. As a matter of fact, we've been in each other's face 3 times, and I thought it was going to come to blows on all 3. I held myself back because I was brought up to respect my elders, but I'm also not a fucking doormat, and I had enough. And I told him what I thought on those occasions. But due to the vast majority of women being what's called solipsistic, nothing exists outside of their own bubble. Period. End of story. What you have done, your emotions, like me raising kids that weren't mine, me going to Iraq and risking my life, me putting all this money in, me building the basement, none of that fucking matters, guys. None of it matters, because a week from now, they're going to forget that you even did all that. They are going to remember the one thing you did wrong out of 100, as opposed to the 99 things that you did correct. The one thing that you did wrong will always be at the forefront, and it's fucking god awful.
Yeah, it's almost like they do it on purpose as like a power play. Like they just, even if they are satisfied with what you're doing, they'll pretend like they're not, just to keep you as a workhorse.
Yeah, and they'll never be satisfied, guys. Let me tell you, if I could sum up women, and anyone that's listened to me for any amount of time, if I could sum up women in one word, it would be more, because it's never enough. It will never, ever be enough. There's always going to be more, more, more. Period. End of story. You could give them the world and they would bitch about the packaging it came in. You could give them $1 million and they would bitch because it came in $20 bills. All these fucking things that we know be like, oh shit, it's $1 million. Oh, it's in 20s. I don't fucking care. Give me that shit. Thank you.
Real Talk wants to come in. I'm gonna let him hop on the stream.
Oh, he's good. He's good shit, brother. He's good shit.
Hey, what up, Real Talk?
Chris happening, Ghost? Thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem, brother.
Hey, if Chris wants to come in, he's good shit too.
Yeah, Father's really hammering on I think probably the most important point is this solipsistic behavior. Just continue, man, because I'm right 100%. Or like Yida says, I'm 1,000,000% with you.
Hey, what's up, Chris?
Hey guys, I just wanted to pop in and let Father Saunders know there's no sound on his stream if he hasn't caught that yet.
That's because when we migrated here, I muted all my other shit to make sure that everybody got here. I kept it open to make sure that if anyone was straggling or left behind, that they would come here. Oh, one fast no sound. Okay, I'm gonna go and put on there. I'm on your stream, Ghost.
All right.
I'll pop back a little later. I'm just hanging out with the little guy before he goes to bed.
Right on, man. I'll probably be up for a while.
I'll be back.
All right, bro. But yeah, I was wanting to share a story about how I almost broke monk mode this week, if you guys want to hear it.
Definitely.
So I started this channel like 10 months ago. I was kind of already red pilled before I started making content, but I really just like started absorbing MGTOW messages probably about a year ago. So it's been about a year I've been in monk mode. I haven't fucked with any women at all. But there's this big titty blonde that I used to talk to back in the day that I was just like, you know what, fucking, I'll just get some pussy. And I started messaging her, and it was all good, you know, like she was down to fuck or whatever. But the other day I told her, I was like, hey, I'm busy till Tuesday. And basically, like, in a nice way, I don't really want to talk to you until it's time for us to meet up. But this bitch fucking wants to message me all day, every day, while I'm at work and shit. And basically tried to guilt trip me into not chasing her. Like she literally said, your window of opportunity is closing, like trying to guilt trip me into simping for her. And I was like, I'm not even trying to pretend that I care enough about that to simp for you. And then she was like, well, then I don't care either. I'm just not going to talk to you anymore. And I was like, all right. And then like an hour later, she starts messaging me again. And it's like, I'm like seriously to the point where like dealing with women's shit tests is so annoying that it was a big red pill for me. It's like, oh yeah, this is why I don't fucking participate in this shit, because these fucking women are fucking annoying and crazy. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with the MGTOW red pill brothers. Like, it's not any better, you know what I mean? I went out there and tested the waters to see if they're acting right, and they're not. They're still fucking annoying. Like
Yeah,
they get mad at you if you don't simp for them, and it's just like, fuck that.
It's okay. I'm going to come at this from my perspective, being the age that I am, which I try to hear what's going on and watch what's going on, even though I'm not part of any social media outside of YouTube, because I got kids, I got sons, and I want to help them, navigate this shit. And it's not worth it anymore, guys. It's not. When I got divorced, I became, man, I got out there, and I was wild. And I had two semi long-term relationships. One was 6 months, and I ended it. And another one was almost a year and a half, and I ended that one too. But both these women knew off the hand that I'm not going to cohabitate. I'm not going to live with you. You're not going to live with me, and we're not getting married. They all knew this. So I told them from the get-go, so that way they could never come back on me. Now, they never did come back on me, but they always wanted more. This is what always happens, guys. They will always want more. And I'm like, I'm not willing to give you more. I can't give you any more. I have too much going on in my life. And these women, of course, when you're my age, you're not going to find, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42-year-olds who don't have kids already. It's just not going to fucking happen. And
Exactly.
I tried to limit the time that I had with them, because I don't want them to get attachment issues and all this shit. But when I was there, I tried to be the best positive influence that I could be. Like, I taught a kid how to fucking drive from scratch. I taught another kid how to, build a grill and grill fucking steaks. I try to be a positive, like, at least they got something from me, right? Because a lot of kids, a lot of men out there don't have, especially with single moms, they don't have men out there to guide them in anything, whether it's checking your oil, your tire pressure, how to grill a steak or put together a grill, or how to drive. So I did that. I went out of my way and I did that, but it still didn't work in the end. And the last one that I had, we went 16 months without talking. And then she texted me on a number that I didn't know. I'm like, who is this and what do you want? And I figured out who it was. And I said, did you think I was joking when I said, if you let this go, it's done? I haven't talked to you for 16 months. She was like, no, I got the message. I'm like, okay, so what do you want? And she was in a relationship with somebody who was a mutual person in our life that she went to. And I said, we're done. That kind of hurt, because my mom really liked this girl. And that's what hurt more than just me, because my mom really liked this girl. And I love and respect my mother, because my mother is the only woman in my life who has never turned her back on me. If it wasn't for my mother, I'd be homeless, guys. My mother said, you can come back in here. Thank you, Mom. Because it would have been another homeless fucking vet. My mother is the only one who has never she's always supported me. She's never turned her back on me. She's never disrespected me. She's never belittled me in public. If any of you guys have went through that shit, it is the most fucking hurtful fucking shit to be belittled and talk to you like you're fucking nothing, no matter where you're at, dude. That shit fucking, I can't believe I put up with what I did for as long as I did, just like some of you guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's why that hockey mask time is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, I don't have a problem taking a life, but I don't want to go there. But I understand.
Yeah, the only thing stopping me is prison.
Yeah, I understand. We don't condone it, but I understand. Just like with Chris Mitchell, when he's talks about these people need to be put on fucking pikes and blah, blah, blah. I get it. I understand. I don't disagree. I don't condone it. Like, I'm not telling you to go do it, but I understand. Because for you to sacrifice, because 14 years, and there's guys out there that have been, married 20, 25 years, to go through all that with all the attention, the time, the money, the effort, the putting up with everything that's going on, just to have it like swept under the rug like that meant nothing. It's like, if it was another guy, we'd already be fighting, because as men, there's a line that we don't cross, guys. We know that if we cross this line, the percentage chance of us getting physical is very, very real. There's a line that you don't cross. Women don't have that intuition. They don't have that perception of this line, because they never had to really sacrifice, and they don't know what real respect and loyalty and all that shit is like men do.
Exactly.
And
yeah, it's not hardwired into them like it is to us.
No, it's not. There's a line, and you don't fucking cross it. And as men, we know that there's a line, and we have to be very cognizant of, if we cross it, this is what can happen. And you got to be ready for that shit. And there's no man who's not privy to that. Every man is going to be held to that standard if you're dealing with other men. And if it wasn't for their hole between their legs and the law, we'd probably already have their heads on pikes, because there's nothing that's interesting about these fucking creatures.
Yeah. I definitely got 2 points for you you'll like, but go ahead.
Okay. Remember those, and I'll finish up here. This was more entertaining than I've ever had being with any woman. I talked more with my kids and had more fun with my kids than I did with my wife. And I don't know what it is, man, but you should be able, if you know you have a great partner or wife, I hate saying partner, fuck that. If you know you got a good wife, you can sit in a room, do nothing, and be content. Okay? As a good friend, or as a good brother, or as a good son or whatever, I can sit in the same room with my son and just, like play games or watch YouTube and do nothing and be completely content. If you can find a woman that can do that and never bitches at all, you've got yourself a really good fucking potential fucking wife. Because 95%.
Yeah, but the only way you're gonna find a chick like that is if she's like fat and ugly.
Yeah, well, even they have standards now that are the same as a 7 or 8 woman anymore.
Yeah,
they think they deserve, a guy that's above any of us. And are you fucking serious?
Yeah, Kevin Samuels had some chick on his channel. She was like literally a 38-year-old single mom that was literally like a 4 out of 10, thinking that she deserved a top 10% man.
Yeah, and they will. And back in my day, they knew that they had to have like the most awesome personality and be so fun to be around, because they knew that their options were limited because of their weight. So they had some, they were humble back then. And it's not that way no more, because they'll pull just as many men as a good looking woman do nowadays, because men are so starved for affection and touch and all that stuff because they've never experienced it. You got a lot of guys in their 20s and 30s never fucking dated a woman.
Yeah, all the guys I work with, they're either cucks or virgins.
Yeah, and it's going to continue to get worse, because men and women are not good right now, guys. They are not on good terms at all. They're just not there. I can't remember what I was going to say next, because fucking short-term memory loss is a thing. The fuck was I going to say? 95% of a relationship or a marriage is mundane and repetitive and boring.
Yep.
I don't get bored, but I'm saying boring to give context. But that's what it is. It's not always going to be fly by night and fucking butterflies and all this shit. 95% of it is repetitive. It's mundane. It's fucking going to be boring for people who get bored. I don't get bored because my mind never shuts the fuck off anyway. I just don't get bored. Would I rather be doing something else sometimes? Yes, but I've never gotten bored in my life. I could have, if you give me 2 sticks, I'll be fine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, the truth is, man, I honestly believe that if it wasn't for sex, men wouldn't have anything to do with women.
Well, no, because what else do they have to? If you guys can explain to me what else do they really have to offer nowadays nowadays, outside of that, then I'm all ears, man. Because outside of that, I don't want anything to do with you.
Insufferable.
They're insufferable to be around. That's a perfect word. Insufferable. I cannot fucking stand being around most women today. They're so fucking goddamn.
They're cunts, bro.
Dude, they're fucking evil. They're evil because they can fuck with you and you real talk and you go MGTOW in ways that I never could. I can fuck with you physically, maybe emotionally, but they can fuck with you emotionally, mentally better than I ever could.
Yeah, that's their only tactic, and they're
Because
good
they know
at
that
it.
they can't take you. They're not strong. So we're going to fuck with you in another way that's more detrimental to a man than physical. Because physical, that fucking pain goes away. The emotional and the mental distraught does not. Not
Yep.
for a
I mean,
fucking time.
it'd be the definition of bullying when you think about it, because these creatures are blessed. And I'm going to bring 3 points from a YouTube channel that you've touched on, and they're all connected because they've came out of this guy's mouth. He's quote unquote a part of the Black Manosphere, but the only person he respects is Black Ram 313. His name's Dr. BOA. He says the only monogamous relationship any man is ever going to have in his life, and that's if he had a decent mother, is with his mother. Other than that, he'll never have a monogamous relationship in his life. He then touched on the part, essentially, these women, he said, have been blessed with emotional strength. Just think about them when they're children, how they can put on tears at a moment's notice to get what they want. And then when the father or the male figure comes and coddles them, they dry their tears almost instantaneously because they've gotten the benefit and reward from being able to manipulate the room emotionally for what they need to. So they are masters at manipulating their emotions. And once they learn how to manipulate their emotions and the surroundings around them, then they can start to pick apart men in their lives from age 12 and onward. So women, he says, have emotional strength. Men just have emotions. So they're basically bullying the fuck out of us because they've been blessed with this shit. They don't have the testosterone to block out a lot of the emotions. So they're just basking in them 24/7. So they become masters of their emotions. And the last part he brings up is simps. Essentially, I'm thinking about it like this. Think about public indoctrination, public schools. You know, they just told you left and right, Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. So years and years and years and years you're being told this shit. But in reality, Lincoln wrote numerous letters how he didn't give a fuck about freeing the slaves. He only really cared about strengthening the federal government. So when you're indoctrinated over and over and over about love in like the simpish ways, it becomes normalized. These women have gotten put on a pedestal, and it's been normalized for them to be worshipped. So we're basically dealing with men who have gotten their heads beat in with lies, women who've gotten their head beat in with lies that they're essentially walking gods. The more a man inboxes her, the more she feels like a deity. So essentially, why do we need to walk away? Because there is not enough MGTOW red pill information to counteract this tsunami fucking tidal wave of sympatry and whoredom where they've been turned into gods. Like, we're looking up at Mount Everest like, how the fuck can we even get past this thing? And we can't. We're basically all waiting for this society to fucking, the fabric of this society to fall apart socially, so that whatever comes after, there's a better chance for us. And that's the worst thing in the world. It's like 3 men on this panel basically have to wait for the shit to hit the fan to feel as if things could get back to quote unquote normal, you know, which is a man leading and a woman following. It's fucking sick, but it is what it is. I mean, I think we've all had to accept it.
Yeah, well said, man. I mean, that's pretty much what it is at this point. That's why
real talk, man. Your name fits you fucking perfectly.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm once I can fucking grind out enough, like with work, and once I feel like they can't end my fucking life if I go hard, I basically, it's not that I'm trying to stay in the shadows and shit. I definitely want to get a channel, man, but it's just like a lot of risk today. Like I really do think that we are the next target that the powers that shouldn't be are going to try to take out, because I got a real firm belief, man. The way I follow conspiracy theories and shit before this, I know how they set shit up. So for instance, if they want to go after, firearms, they're going to create a bunch of stories, false flags. They're going to get the public fearful. They're going to paint any rifle to be a quote unquote assault rifle, and typically it's just the color and the grip of the firearm that makes it a bad, scary assault rifle. So what I'm saying is this subway shit, believe it or not, it's either like this. It's either Kevin Samuels himself is a government agent and YouTube promoted him, right? Or they chose they chose Kevin Samuels. He isn't a government agent, but they said, all right, we're going to promote this guy because they already had their fucking wind-up toy back in 2019. The Glowies were watching that guy with the subway shooting, whatever, since 2019. Kevin Samuels really didn't blow up by that time. So basically, they can look at this guy. They're like, okay, we got a valuable asset, a Timothy McVeigh-like character, right? A wind-up toy. He watches this Red Pill Manosphere content. If we promote one of these Red Pill Manosphere content creators like Kevin Samuels, because you guys got to remember, YouTube only promotes who they select. So I think Kevin Samuels was selected to be promoted so that when this subway shooting came about, this scripted false flag, they could go after MGTOW because they're seeing the effectiveness that we have, this echo chamber of logic and reason. So they're like, all right, let's promote this Kevin Samuels guy, whether he's in on it or not in on it. They promoted him because they knew they had a wind-up toy, a federal agent asset who they could stage a shooting with. And after that shooting happens in the public eye, now we can go after MGTOW, Red Pill content creators. They needed a reason to go after us, so they just created a fucking reason because they had a valuable agent who was willing to participate in their exercise. I know it sounds like some outlandish shit, but this is how these pieces of shit work to take down those people who really care about the society. I think Waco was one of those instances where they were able to literally kill people, but make it look like those people were bad people and that the benevolent government cared all about you. Like, it's not that I don't want to make a channel, but until I have like a lot of shit in line in my life to go hard at this, I'm just trying to play my cards right. But I appreciate everyone's voice. I appreciate Ghost. I appreciate Father, like, coming here to speak what needs to be said for the men that need to hear it, because there's a lot of men, but I don't think their minds have been softened up, or they have been exposed to enough hardships and enough red pills yet to be receptive to our information. But to the men who've had their head pounded against the wall repeatedly, we're so primed and ready to digest this sort of material. And it's like therapy. These are therapy sessions.
It is.
Yeah, for sure,
It's
man.
absolute therapy. A lot of people have actually said that, and I agree with it myself. And I had a kind of a back and forth with Gunsight One. He's like, man, it's hard to believe you're an introvert when you're on here. You never shut up type of thing. I don't think that was the actual quote, but something like that. I'm like, look, believe it or not, it's not bullshit. I am an introvert. I limit my contact with the outside world as much as possible while being common courtesy. It's not showing respect. It's just common courtesy. And when I come here, if I'm around like-minded people and you get a little bit of alcohol in me and I feel comfortable, I will open up. Just like my father did before me. Because my father didn't say anything. And when he did say something, you listened because he hardly ever talked. And I just pissed, so everybody's got a drink if you drink. That's a Riggs Jr. thing there. My father, God rest his soul, man of very, very few words. He was like a jack of all trades, master of none. He played the harmonica, the keyboard, the acoustic guitar, and he was like one fast Jack when it came to vehicles. He didn't have the patience to show me any of that. I don't fault him for it. He just didn't have the fucking patience. And I think part of that is he was 28, my mom was 16 when they got married, and he probably had to raise her, and that's where all of his fucking patience went. That's what I look at now. And there's one of the things my dad told me was, son, the more people you know, the more bullshit you put up with. And I didn't understand it at the time. But now that I've lived the life that I have, I'm like, you know what? My dad's really, really right. Because like a lot of you guys, I'm sure that this isn't going to fall on deaf ears. Like I have less than 5 people that I can count on one hand that I have like a close circle of outside of, YouTube. And because I'm always on alert. I'm always hyper alert, hypersensitive. I'm always keeping people at a fucking hand's distance, arm's length on things, because it's so hard to not believe that someone's not going to take advantage of you, because how many times in our lives have we revealed something about ourselves that was later used against us? It's so hard to do that. Like what I'm doing right now. Yeah, Jim McIntosh, you fuck. So go drink again. If we do, it's like I talked with you. I think it was you, Real Talk, and Gray the other night about, do you guys ever feel like we reveal too much? Not about our personal lives, but reveal so much that can be used against us if we ever had like beef with each other or some shit. Because I've never been that way. Whenever
that's a feminine thing, I would say that the females like to use bits of information against each other or against the men that they're talking to emotionally crush them. If we were a bunch of bitches full of fucking estrogen, taking shots at each other, that'd be one thing. Like if we were dating coaches, like John Anthony lifestyle type dudes, then yeah, I would see shit being used against a particular man in the space because it's a feminine man trying to tear a masculine man down. I think that's one of the highest tenets of masculinity. If you got any problems with a man, you approach him directly. You don't go to the fucking public. You don't go and air that shit out. You squash that shit like men. So I would hope that the men in these sort of spaces, because we're at the fucking the after hours bar. We're at the bar that isn't allowed to be open. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't speak a lot of truth during regular business hours, but after hours you can. So if anyone in the after hours space is doing some feminine shit like that, trying to like emotionally crush someone because of someone has said something, that's some bitch made shit. And I mean, honestly, if I could fucking come through the digital realm, I'd beat them up.
Hell yeah, dude. Real Talk just said it, guys. You're with fucking after hours of fucking Father Saunders, with Ghost MGTOW being so gracious as to have us here.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to
get. This is fucking shit. This is real shit. This is where the kids go home and we are fucking here, and it's men at this motherfucking table, motherfucker.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason I started this channel, man.
Yeah, we need a network, an underground network of guys who can scam the fucking StreamYard system.
Get fired up.
Yeah, we got to keep scamming fucking StreamYard, not paying him shit, just bouncing around. Once my shit's past this 24-hour window, whenever someone comes up on the 20 hours, we'll just shift it around. We'll be like the shapeshifters.
Yeah, it'll be harder for them to nail us all.
Hey, Ghost, if you don't mind, I don't know if he wants to come on or not, but we talked about it before. Chris Mitchell wanted to come in. If you want to drop a link, Chris, if you want to come in with your permission, Ghost, it's your channel.
Yeah, you can come in. I know Chris.
I said if he wants to call in, but I don't know if he wants to or not. One fast stack, he's all talked out tonight, so you guys know. So, no problem there. But Chris, Ghost is going to drop a link there. Thank you, Ghost. I always try to give respect to the people having the channel. You know what I mean? I don't want to be complacent and ever get to the point where it's like I feel like sometimes I like over talk or do things because my mind works quicker than my words can come out, if that makes sense. And
well, it's almost like how Pop and Blake do it. Like Blake's like the engineer guy, and then Pop's like the host talk guy. Like it's hard to run a stream and talk at the same time while you're trying to operate all the buttons and stuff. So that's kind of why I like having other content creators on here. You guys can talk while I like work the buttons and stuff.
Oh shit. Sometimes, dude, okay, normally if you were to know me in everyday life, I probably wouldn't have a lot to say to you. Not because I don't like you, just because I don't have a lot to say. But when I get to talking, dude, sometimes you can't get me to shut the fuck up. You're like, dude, you're like a woman, dude. Shut the fuck up.
You're like a talking red pill. I love it, dude. I'll just let you go off.
Need to have Rishi draw a comic of Father Saunders as like a big red pill with
Right.
with like on a podium. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that, guys. I really do, man. I always tell everybody keep your expectations low. Don't give me a big head. I never thought people would want to listen to anything that I had to fucking say. In the chat, real quick, if you don't mind, Ghost, Yumjoy Style, your favorite bully, wants me to do more Arnold impressions. What are you doing over there? Get here.
Get to the chopper.
Hold on. Ask me what's best in life.
Best in life.
To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of the women.
best action hero ever.
Well, you guys were talking about earlier about how like it's hard. The reason like they're after the MGTOW and the red pill is because it's simply this right here. Male happiness is a threat to female security. If men find out that they can enjoy their lives without women around, it's a threat to the system. So like us on here just bullshitting, joking around is like literally like revolutionary behavior to them. They can't handle it. That's why they're trying to shut down all male spaces.
Their eyes closed during sex because they don't want to see you having a good time as a man when you're on
yeah, exactly, bro.
Well, they see that we're breaking the mental chains of enslavement, the mental bondage chains, and once they see that, they're like, well, we're talking about men who could physically harm someone, but these men are choosing not to spaz out. They're choosing to control all of that rage that men could have, you know, the dark side of any man, and they're channeling it into breaking the mental bondage that we've had them under since they were children. And we had their parents under since they were children, and most likely their parents, the grandparents when they were children. So we're talking about generations and generations and generations of mind fuckery. And we are the last stand, and we are standing up. And they're realizing, holy shit, them breaking their mental chains of bondage is the most powerful and most like you said, revolutionary thing they could ever do. So yeah, it's they gotta be shitting themselves right now.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
All these women that are so used to men simping for them, you know, they run across a red pill guy and he's not simping. They don't know what to fucking do about it.
Yeah, their go-to line, I've realized since I have been fully immersed in this shit, like I've killed the simp within. I can't figure you out. No shit, bitch, because I got your dusty playbook.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Fucking 304s. I want you to let me put it in your fucking butthole, fucking 304. And that's MGTOW Reese shit. When he did that on one of his fucking things, dude, I laughed so fucking hard. I don't give a shit. I want you to let me put it in your butthole. What the fuck? Just the way that some people say shit. You guys ever know that in your life? You got those people who can say something. You could say the same thing, but it's just not the same. And when they say it, it's just fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys know, have you guys ever heard of a old fucking cartoon called Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
Yeah. I'm slowly turning into Carl from that show.
Do you guys know the character Meatwad?
Yeah.
Hey, man, I could do this shit all fucking day. If I would have known, I would have got fucking money for that shit. I would have done it, motherfucker. That's how we fucking roll around here. Dude, if I would have known that would be fucking money, because I was trying to sound like the Chipmunks back in the day, so I made that voice, and then someone makes fucking money off of it. Now, you motherfuckers. That was my shit.
Let's hear the Stone Cold Steve Austin. Squirrel Slayer said you do a good Stone.
That, I don't know what I ever did to sound like him, because I don't sound like him. If I did, I'd do it for right now. I really don't.
Okay.
I really do. If I did, I would do it right now. But I don't. I don't know what I'd said or did that made him think I sound like Stone Cold. But
Oh, I know what you said yesterday. It was on Island Stream. Because I was thinking this. I was literally thinking this line from Stone Cold, and that's the bottom line. I think that's what you said yesterday. Yeah.
Alluded to that. That's right. I didn't know it actually sounded like him though.
Yeah, it was on point. I was like, damn. I was like, he just read my fucking mind. That's how you know, like, when you start going with shit, man. I'm talking like, literally, when you just start saying a fucking 2 paragraphs of shit, man. I'm talking about 10 videos in the past like 3 years that I've watched are just popping up in my head. I'm like, how is this motherfucker so on point? And then I realized Father Saunders an OG. You know what I'm saying? He's an OG. Like, he's got so many different experiences for you to learn from. And it's like, if I'm hearing some of the best content creators tell their perspective with their experiences, and they're putting it into like a real formatted way, and then you're just going off the cuff, and I'm learning the same shit from you that I'm learning from some of the best guys on YouTube. It's like, if you made content the past like 8 years and you were serious about it, you would be just as big as these guys, Father Saunders.
Well, goddamn, man. I thought I said keep your expectations low. Quit getting me a big head.
See, what I like about
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
What I like about you, Father Saunders, is you remind me of like just a regular man's man, like that has basically been like banned from all forms of mainstream media. So it's like you can't watch any mainstream media without just being bombarded with cuck and like feminist bullshit. So that's one of the reasons I like getting on MGTOW content, is it's the only place you can go to fucking shoot the shit with regular guys that aren't cucked out.
God dang, guys, I appreciate the accolades, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah, dude, like, men are so valuable that's why we're under attack. It's like guys like you, Father Saunders, you don't understand like how influential you could be. And you too, real talk, and me too. Like, that's why the world's falling apart, is because men are cucked out. So like red pill men, like, we're like the last hope. it's kind of scary, but that's truly what it is, man.
So I've said shit that's like paragraphs long that really riled you up and shit. Real talk.
Yeah. I mean, it's like this. It's like this. What Ghost just said. It is men in a Tony Montana sort of way. He says, "All I have is my balls and my word," and that's literally all that we have in this space is our fucking balls and our word. And without our balls, we can't really fucking do what the fuck we need to at a moment's notice. And without our word, we can't be vindicated or backed up. Like, our word means everything, and acting and saying both have to have true meaning in a red pillar's life, because he could go out and say something, but if he doesn't act on it, like, for instance, if you digest this content, but then you go out and still simp, then you're not a red pill introspective man who's capable of going his own way. And then if you just don't listen to this content and then you continue with your blue pill programming, you're fucked. So you have to listen, interpret, become introspective, and then fucking go out in the world and act on your new interpretation. Like, our learning curve, the men on this panel, is much higher than your simp. Like, we've been in experiences, we have understand human nature, we're more advanced. So it's not that I'm trying to just give us all these pats on the back, but think about how hard it was for us to get through that little pinhole in the wall. We see a little bit of light and you're like, oh man, I think I see some truth behind this little pinhole. We get in the pinhole and we start opening it up. But this society keeps wanting to close the pinhole of truth, close the pinhole of light, and keep us in darkness forever. And we're like, no, like, I see the light. I need to see more and more and more of it. We literally fought the system to get to the other side of that wall. We went from darkness to light, and they can't get us back on the other side, and it kills them. So it's like, it took a lot of strength, intestinal fortitude, to even be on this panel, to have this understanding, to be able to walk away and say, I'm better off going my own way. I don't need to be fucking sucked into a hole that a black hole that a creature unknowingly is a part of. Like, these women are under mind control. Like, they don't even understand that they're government agents, but we do. But I gotta digress.
Facts, bro.
It is-
They really
it's
are government agents.
If you guys would have caught me on certain days, and I'm not saying that it won't happen, I would have really fucking flipped the fuck out. And sometimes when I flip out, everything comes to a head, and you guys would see me really fucking like emotional, but just like right here, not like hurting anybody out there. But the reason why I never did it out there is because I never wanted to be portrayed. Because if I would have fucking flipped out, and there's a lot of instances I could have flipped out, especially when I got kicked out of fucking school for going to see my fucking boy out when the fucking protection orders and all that shit got dropped. I kept my cool, because if I would have flipped my shit in that school, see, there's the monster. There's the monster. I told you he's a fucking monster, because look at him, look what he's doing. And it took everything I had to not fucking do that shit, man. And because when you go 834 days and you finally get this fucking okay, and then they said, nope, you can't do it. And then your ex-wife gets called and all this other shit, and she shows up to the fucking school and all that shit, dude. I could have flipped out in a way that fucking, it would have made fucking Samson's fucking strength seem fucking, like fucking, I don't fucking know, whatever the fuck this fucking, weak. Okay. Because that's what was going on in my head. But I'm like, I can't do that.
So what do you think the reason
how
is?
many times my fucking emotions have been repressed because of fucking backlash that I knew was going to come to me? It's uncountable.
What do you think the real reason is they make it so hard for the fathers to be in the kid's life?
Keep him in despair, a state of despair and depression, so that he can't fight back.
If a man is constantly defeated day in and day out, most men, and I don't fault them for this. Okay, I'm not talking shit about men who do fall for this. If you keep defeating a man day after day after day after day, eventually that man is going to become the most worst thing that you can be, which I've been there. It's called being apathetic or indifferent.
Right, but why do they want you to be defeated, though?
Because they don't want you to fight anymore. They don't want you to have any type of say-so, any type of power, any type of quote unquote love or sway or influence on what's going on. They want to take all of that from you. And the way to do that is to keep pounding you emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially. We want to pound you to where you do not influence anything anymore. You have no say-so anymore. You will just fucking sit in the background and fucking take it.
So it's just government control and power.
Government control and power, and of course, the mother's control and power, because you got to include that in there. Even if it's a government pawn, women get off on that shit. They get off knowing that they can get to you. So if you react in a certain way that's aggressive or hateful or anything like that, they still have that emotional control over you. Because, and it's really, because I've been there, guys, where you just can't believe that somebody could possibly do these things, and it's like your heart pounds, and you have that fight or flight response, and you fucking start sweating like you're about ready to get into a fucking fight. Yeah. That's what a woman can do to you emotionally.
Yeah.
She can bring out the same to you emotionally that it was if we were to get together and we just punched each other in the face and now we're getting ready to go. That same adrenaline they can do without physically touching you.
I think that they also just don't want you to be an influence on the kid, because
they don't. Because I take my oldest son boxing 3 times a week, right? And I was with my oldest son, the most, because even though I was in the military, like I taught him how to do his ABCs, how to count from 1 to 100. Every time I had leave, I was there with him the whole fucking time doing all these things. I'm not saying that is why the way he is, but I'm pretty sure it has some type of impact. And he didn't want to do sports. He tried sports, football. My 13-year-old son, guys, has size 13 fucking shoes. 13 shoes. And he's fucking 5'8", and he's 13. I think he's going to be fucking really, really big. But he never felt like he was part of a team. And that hit me, because I never felt like I was either. And even though I was really good. Man, I ran a 440 mile when I was in high school. I was really talented on running. And but I never felt like I was part of a team, because no one ever came and congratulated me or did any of that shit. So I said, okay, son, you can't quit. You got to finish the season. But I'm also not going to allow you to sit at home and do nothing. You're going to come boxing with me if you don't do sports, because I don't want them to have all that free time to look at all this fucking toxic shit that's going on out there. Be like, I'm going to fucking bring some masculinity into you. We're going to go box.
That's
he's
exactly what it is, dude.
Yeah, it'll be a year next month. And I didn't tell him this, but he stuck with it for 6 months. I bought him his own pair of gloves. Said, you've stuck with it for 6 months. All right, I'm going to buy you first pair of gloves. And he's just fucking loving it, guys. And you know how awesome do you know how awesome that would have been if I could have fucking boxed with my dad? That would have been the shit, dude. Not like box my dad, but like box in the same area, train with my dad. That would have been the shit.
Right.
And the fact that I'm able to do that with my son, and I have that, because it's all about quality, guys. Quantity of time is never going to be where you want it. It's never going to be when you're in a divorce. But if you can make that quality the best that it can be, you will have more of an impact than you can ever imagine, just even on 8 hours a week.
Yep. That's why masculinity is being targeted, man, because they don't want us influencing our kids so they can turn our kids into feminized sheep that they can use for their communist agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When my son becomes older and I'm able to, because right now, guys, I'm a combat vet. You guys know that. I can't own a gun. I have no guns in my house, even though I've been trained on every fucking system out there. The Mark 19, the 50 cal, the 240, the 249, the fucking M4. I can't even hold a fucking little pea shooter pistol because of that domestic charge. So
is it ever gonna get it back?
Well, I'll get to that there, Ghost. It's been 5 years this last February, a couple months ago, 5 years since my separation, right? And my probation finally comes up the last day of next month. Now, I fought it in court to get what's called administrative probation. Administrative probation is different in the fact that I don't have to go to these meetings and call a number every day and go piss in a cup all the fucking time. Okay. Because if I did that, I couldn't drink with you guys right now. Like, I'm not supposed to be doing this. Because they actually have in their piss test now, they can actually detect alcohol for 72 hours. So, and I got popped for it. So you have to spend 72 hours in jail cell. And I got popped.
Oh my God.
I got popped for it a couple times. And so you had to spend 72 hours every time in a fucking jail cell. But I fought it, and I actually got my ex-wife to go and fucking support me in the fucking background. And they brought her up. And with her testimony, got me off of full probation, if you will. So I'm off probation next month, May 31st. I'm going to go talk to the chief of police here in town, and I'm going to ask them, because they still have my Springfield XDS bitone fucking 45 caliber. They have it there. And I'm going to ask, what do I have to do? Can I get this? Because it's going to be up to the chief of police. They get to make that call, because a lot of states, they will not let you have firearms permission again for 7 years after a domestic. So even if it was never involved, because my gun was never brought out, but because you have a domestic, oh, you're too dangerous, so you got to go 7 years and you can't have a firearm. So I'm going to see, what do I have to do? Can I get this? If I can't, what do I have to do to get it and all that stuff? I'll find out next month, guys.
Right on, man. Yeah, they just use it as an excuse to take away your gun rights. That's all that
Dude,
is.
you know what I've been trained with, you dumb motherfuckers? Are you fucking serious? God damn, dude. If I could have dragged them to Iraq with me, man, they would have.
See, I live in Kentucky. Kentucky has really good gun laws. Like, you don't need a concealed carry license.
Well, you shouldn't have to. It's called constitutional carry. You're supposed to be able to carry without having any fucking rights or permits. That's right. What it says. You should be able to carry without having any of that shit.
That's what, and yeah, dude, that's like basically what we're talking about is the United States isn't the United States anymore. This isn't a free country anymore. They make up the rules now.
Yeah, the term freedom is interesting. I think in order to think that you're free today, you have to be dumb.
Yeah.
Freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Freedom isn't free of being dumb.
One thing I wanted to touch on when it comes to masculinity, wouldn't you guys say that someone who's masculine has like principles, and if he's within his most masculine state, they are uncompromising principles? That's what it means to be a man. Like, you don't get off your square, essentially, So masculinity essentially equates to structure and discipline because that's just how we're wired. Women are the nurturers. So if you take out the structure and the discipline from the child's life, then you can have this free ranging animal that's just driven by impulse and their emotions. Even if it's a man, they're going to be more in their estrogen. They're going to have less testosterone. It's just one of those things that I truly think if you take out the structure and discipline, then you have a mindless automaton that can be molded and crafted to be a useful tax cattle slave at the end of the day. You know, it's so fucked that they've used our biology. They've used how we're hardwired to dominate us, to rule over us, to make us a bunch of useful lemming fucking idiots that just march mindlessly to their bullshit, man. And that's another thing is like the introspection isn't just about women here. We see the fucking big picture, and that's another thing that men can do. We can think objectively. Women tend to think subjectively, the vast majority, because Father touched on the solipsism. That's the huge deal. So if men are structured, if they have discipline, and they can think outside of themselves objectively, those are the only people truly capable of stopping a New World Order type conspiratorial power when you think about it. An effeminate man, a feminized man who thinks with his emotions, he can be controlled through such. But a masculine man who's surrounded in testosterone, who's surrounded by other men with testosterone, who has principles, uncompromising principles, who's structured and disciplined, he's the worst enemy of anyone who's trying to rule the world.
Yeah, you can't control moral, stoic people.
No, you can't. It's just like what Hammerhead said. Your morals, your ethics, your beliefs, your principles, your values, if you stand by them, just like what you said, real talk with Tony Montana, the fucking word in your balls, when you do that, you're a fucking dangerous motherfucker. You're not dangerous because you're a danger to society. You're dangerous because you are, it's almost like the quiet guy in the room.
Oh, I was just going to say that. You read my fucking mind. I was going to bring that point up like 15 minutes ago. We are the strong silent type, but when we get together, we can discuss what we see in our own personal lives.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I am a quiet motherfucker. But you get me with like-minded, relatable people, and I feel comfortable, I will give more of myself. Yeah, I will be vulnerable. Like right now, I'm being vulnerable with the chat and with you guys. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. That's the fact that I have a YouTube channel. Like, it's only because you guys are talking about some real shit. Any other like situation, I'm not the type of guy that would do something like this.
Yeah.
Damn, Ghost, you just oh man, you guys are fucking reading my mind tonight. I was just gonna say, I wanted to ask you, when you just came across the big titty bitch and she's trying to get you to jump through her hoops of worship, I've realized, because Father understands that I've been trying to get rid of this creature that I'm dealing with. She's a big booty blonde, and I just can't. We've come to the conclusion that her and I have different values, and that's why we really can't talk about shit. We just have to keep it carnal and sexual. So I think the most fucked up part is this. I can't talk to subjective thinkers who only think about themselves and within themselves anymore. I start to get irate. I'm like, I'm talking to a fucking brick wall. Doesn't it feel like you're talking to a mindless automaton? You can't connect with it on a human fucking level. It is literally a creature. Subjective thinking is stinking thinking. And when my mind is subjected to a subjective thinker, I just want to fucking punch a damn wall, man. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, simply put, man, they're retarded.
Yeah, they're rated R for retarded.
Yeah. Like TFM has the best analogy. He says that feminism and women, like the way society looks at them, is the same way they look at the Special Olympics. We all pretend that they're athletes because it's a dick to say that they're just retards. But that's what it is.
I don't want to. Okay, Sifu, no entanglements. Let's call it what it is. They're affairs. Not a fucking entanglement. It's fucking.
But yeah.
I'm not saying that's what you're saying, Sifu. But when people say, "Oh, this entanglement," the quote unquote, no, that's a motherfucking affair. Let me tell you guys fucking something, right? Because this fucking pisses me off. Right? Fucking men elevate women. Period. End of story. Will
Yeah.
Smith elevated Jada fucking Pinkett. Period. End of story. The last good movie Jada Pinkett made was either Set It Off or fucking Demon Knight. If you guys know of any of that shit, those were fucking good shit back in the 90s. Okay, men, if you're a king and you marry, she automatically is a queen. If a queen fucking marries, you are not a fucking king. All right, men elevate. We settle. Men fucking settle because we bring the shit to the fucking table. Women have only been part of the workforce since the 1960s. Men have been fucking part of the workforce for thousands of fucking years. So you got 1,000 years to fucking catch up, motherfucker, because we are the fucking real deal. All right? Oh, I don't need no fucking man. Who the fuck do you think you're fucking talking to? Who's your mechanic? Who's your plumber? Who's your construction? Who's your electrician? Who the fuck made the internet? Who the fuck made your laptop? Who the fuck made your car? Who the fuck made your phone? Without men, you wouldn't be fucking shit. All right? Now, we all need each other. Okay? I'm not saying we don't need women. We need women to fucking continue the fucking
we need them to make
great.
sandwiches.
Okay, I got it. You not fucking say that you don't need no man. You can only say that you don't need no man after men already built the fucking world that you fucking live in.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
All the conveniences and everything that is out there is built, protected, and maintained by fucking men. So when women say they don't need that fucking shit, I have my own house, I have my own car, I have my own fucking income, blah, 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 because it was provided to you by a fucking man, bitch. Goddamn. How do you not fucking get that? Oh, welcome to adulthood. Welcome to being a man, bitch. Goddamn. Oh, we're not going to pursue men. We're not going to do that. We're afraid of rejection. Welcome to a man's world, motherfucker. Goddamn, if we're fucking equal, fucking step the fuck up. That's all I got, guys, on that one.
Father Saunders shitting on the blue pill matrix.
It fucking pisses me off because it's so fucking diluted. It's so contrived. It's so fucking ignorant, and it's so delusional. It just
get it out, bro.
It boggles my mind that people say that fucking shit.
Yeah, I think my cat can hear you. He's getting all charged up over here.
Sometimes, man, I'll get into that shit, man. I don't like doing it because I feel like I get emotionally compromised at that time, but I feel comfortable doing it here with you guys. So that's why.
No, it's a righteous indignation, and that's what is healthy for men to have. When you see something that's fucked up, you want to do something about it. You want to speak your mind. You want to get active in the fight because we're solution oriented. We don't just sit there, dwell, and fucking stew in bullshit. We want solutions. So like when you're letting shit out like that, you know, this is therapy. There's a solution to it. You gotta let that pressure out so that you can think about it in a greater sense. Like I might say something, there might be something said that aids your point in like 30 minutes from now. And it's like, if you would have never let this shit out, if you would have never let pressure out of the system, you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like you got a race car and you're changing the boost. It's like if you don't like for instance, you got a turbo and you don't have a wastegate or a blow off valve, the system isn't going to run properly down the road. You're just basically letting the pressure that needs to come out so that the system can keep running properly. You know what I'm saying? Like this is essential for you to do. And this is the thing is what you said about the emotions. I've always thought the same thing. Well, when I talk about, you know, certain subjects, I might sound like I'm emotional, but think about this shit. Who constitutes a man? Who's the creature who says a man can't have an emotional side? They claim they want a man to have an emotional side, but the moment you become emotional, then they'll use it against you, or they'll start to see you as weak. So like you can be emotional.
They use it against you. You reveal yourself, and then they use it against you.
So you've been programmed to think that being emotional or talking a way where your emotions can be triggered in a positive way. We even think that when we're talking and we're talking about shit that needs to be talked about and we're releasing pressure, we have been so conditioned and programmed to think that, oh, I'm kind of getting in my emotions. We should be able to get into our emotions talking here as men, because this is the man's table. There ain't no creature sitting here. This is only a table for men. So we can't be judged by a woman's standards in this space. So we're allowed to talk about things. We're allowed to get a little bit of emotional as long as we're keeping it objective. If you are being a subjective thinker, a stinking thinker, and you're getting emotional, then at that point you are in your feminine. But a man should be able to have righteous indignation. He should be able to sit at a man's table, discuss man shit without being judged by the creature to make him feel like he's a feminine man for speaking the truth. Now, fuck that shit, because we can't be judged by them. Only we can judge them. We're the judgers. 1 Corinthians 11:9. She was put here for you. You weren't put here for her.
God.
Amen, brother.
We were
Yeah,
his fucking image. Oh, you didn't create fucking world. God did. Bitch, who did God create in his image, motherfucker?
Us.
Man. Goddamn, dude.
Yeah, the women were created in our image.
Fucking
People don't want to talk about that.
Women were fucking created to be fucking our supporters. Our
equality's bullshit, bro.
You know how sexy
men
it is
are above women.
When a woman has your back. My mom told me the story with my dad. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I get you all riled up, girl? I got my St. Bernard up. I think she's pissed off. My mom told me a story when my dad and my mom were at a deli, and this woman was being really, really rude to my dad. I can't remember what was said, so I can't give you guys the whole story. But this woman kept being really rude to my dad way back in the day. And before my dad was able to say anything, when he had had enough, my mom stepped up and said, "You are not going to fucking talk to my husband like that." And she got that bitch fired, dude. Do you know how sexy that is to know that a woman's got your back like that? Like, before you even fucking say anything, your woman's right there saying, "You are not going to fucking disrespect my husband." That's sexy as shit. I'm not saying sexy as in it's don't take this the wrong way, guys. I'm not saying my mom is sexy. That part of what my mom did in a feminine setting is sexy.
That was strength. That's what it means to be a strong woman. Today, They think strength is opening their fucking legs, getting their back blown out, and then looking for some fucking sucker who's a blue pill beta male scent mangina.
Yeah. When she told me that, I'm like, well, that's what I want. When I used to see my dad put on the record player, the old LPs, I have all my dad's old LPs, dude. I got a lot of records from my dad, and I'm never going to get rid of them. When he put that record on and he grabbed my mom and fucking danced with her in the living room, of course, as a kid, I'm like, "Oh God, what are you doing, Mom, Dad?" And I saw that now. I'm like, well, fuck, that's what I want. What guy wouldn't want that?
Yeah.
We were fucking lied to, because you can't fucking have that shit no more.
No.
Because women are the fucking table, right? We're the fucking table. Oh yeah, because you're used to fucking being all fours and having everybody bring their shit to you. That's what that shit is. If you're the fucking table, I'm the house the fucking table fucking sits in. If you want to get up on that fucking way, god damn, dude.
But I was you guys going off on these red pill fucking assaults made me think of something, like kind of a solution is, as men, we have to learn to overcome our emotions, because of what Real Talk was saying earlier. Women are emotional manipulators. So if they see any weakness or vulnerability or emotion in you, they will exploit it. So you have to learn how to overcome your emotions. But how can men do that if there's nowhere we can go to vent about this type of shit? So we have to just keep it locked inside. Yeah. And that's why this shit's so great, because it gives men a place to fucking get this shit out.
That shit inside, guys, I'm telling you, don't do it. Don't do it. It's fucking dangerous, man, because you're going to blow up on someone who probably doesn't deserve you to be blown up on.
That's how hockey mask time happens, right?
Yeah,
right.
You're going to say shit you don't mean. You're going to take it out on somebody who didn't deserve it, because just like Will Smith when he slapped Chris Rock didn't deserve all that shit, but Will Smith is so fucked up spiritually, he's fucking dead.
Yeah.
He just lost it, and he went after that person when that person did not deserve that slap.
See, that's one of the best things about that situation, is I think it brought light to Jezebel women to the mainstream in a way that hasn't never been seen before.
Could you imagine having all the shit that someone like Will Smith can provide and still not being fucking happy?
Yeah.
If Brad Pitt and Will Smith and all them can't make a woman happy, what the fuck chance do all we have? Come on.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah. Black Ram, I think one of his most important videos is the succubus has no soul. And towards the end, he's pretty much describing that Eve in the garden had no worries, living in perfection, being able to commune and speak to the Most High, you know, just paradise. It couldn't get any better. She had all of good, but she had to experience evil. And when you think about it, even if you don't think that the Bible, even if you, let's say the Bible is a story, take the human nature of that story,
Right.
apply it to today, and it is true as anything. So even if it is a story, mankind figured out that these fucking creatures are so insatiable, they will never be satisfied. They have an unbeatable appetite. If God can't satisfy her, how can you ever? And those are the words of Black Ram 313, an originator. Yeah. But it's crazy to think, how did religion get it so on point?
Yeah, the Bible is one of the most red pill books ever. Feminism is the forbidden fruit, and hypergamy is just a symptom of feminism.
Every society that has women under check, if you will, quote unquote, knows what unchecked feminine nature does.
Yep. We're looking at it today.
If you give women a choice, they're always going to choose two things: chaos and disorder, period, in a story. When you give them all these unlimited options, it's chaos and disorder, whereas men are logical and we want order. So when they have those fucking things in check, that society thrives. And
it's the same with blue pill simp men. Like if a blue pill simp man is in charge, then everything falls apart. Like look at Joe Biden.
Do I have to?
Right. I have a theory that all
videos fucking yeeted, dude, for saying something about the election, dude. They took a 3.5 hour stream and fucking yeeted that shit.
That's
what were you saying, Ghost?
I was saying that all a blue pill simp is a bitch, a man's body. It's just a chick with a dick. That's all it is.
Hey guys, not to interrupt you here. Polska Bob evidently just went live. I don't want to leave this stream, but if you guys want to raid, they're talking about doing a raid there. What do you guys think?
Let me screen share it before we raid them. I'm gonna look up his video real quick. Just give me 1 sec. Polska Bob.
I hope me going off on shit like that doesn't bother anybody, because sometimes I just get into my fucking feels.
Yeah, who's awake right now? That's what I see it live.
I got to be up at 7:30 and it's 2:14 here, man. I don't fucking sleep anyway. I never fucking have. Military made it worse.
You guys hear him right now?
Oh shit! Who's awake?
You're awake watching him.
Okay, disturbing.
Should we all raid him and start fucking just saying waffle, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Can you post that link, Ghost?
Yeah, let me.
Okay, I gotta cut off the sound.
Here, I can cut it off.
Man, how did you do overlays and all that shit, man? This is your first stream and you know more than I do.
This isn't my first stream. This is like my 5th.
Oh, well, it's your 5th stream and you know more than I do, and I've been doing this for 9 years.
Well, I went to school for AV production.
Oh, so you know software shit.
Yeah, I got some, like, that's how I figured out how to do this.
I saw that. Pop up, man. I keep seeing that shit pop up. I'm going to keep this tab open, and I'm going to go raid there too, if that's cool with you. Oh, shit.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Okay. Oh,
we had a good stream so far. We've been on here for like 1:20. If everybody wants to go raid Polska, let's do it.
Let's go raid that motherfucker. Waffle, motherfucker.
All right. Father Saunders, real talk. I appreciate you all hopping on.
Oh, you don't have to get off, brother. Are you going to get off?
Yeah, I'm going to go chill with Polska on his stream too.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'll get back on here in a little bit if you guys want to.
All right, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Listen to Ghost. Everybody in the chat, if you can hear us, go to fucking Polska Bob right now then. Thank you so much, Ghost, and thank you so much, Real Talk. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, gentlemen.
All right, bros. I'll see you over at Polska's.
Every woman that I meet is unfaithful. Every guy in town is stuffing her puss hole. Y'all can have her, I hope you like blue balls. I'm better off alone, beating on.